Yeah. We've got 2 so far. As big as she was, I'd say there's probably at least 3, maybe 4 of them in there. Little, you can't hardly see because the lighting in here sucks. His little tail moving. Well, I've been sitting with her for half the night. She's been pushing. We're having kitties. We are having kitties. Oh, in here we have 6 kittens. If you notice, the white one has pink skin. All the rest of them have dark skin. He's even got a pink nose, and all the rest of them have a dark nose. I think we had ourselves a little albino kitty. We'll see when he opens his eyes. I hope he ends up with 2 different colored eyes. If that's the case, I'll probably end up keeping him, because I like strange kitties. So it is currently 4:45. Mama went into labor at about 7:30 this morning, and I sat with her until about 12:30, give or take. She had 2, took a break, had 2, took a longer break, and I was feeling her little stomach, and there was still something moving around in there, and boy, oh boy, did she cried for those last 2. But I sat with her and I rubbed her stomach and tried to help her out a little bit as we went. I guess we have 6 kitties that are, about 8 hours old, give or take. The white one was number 4. It's kind of hard to tell. There's a big black one in there. He was number 1. The gray one that's like the one that's bouncing around on the back porch currently was number 3. And then the others, it's kind of hard to say because they all look the same. But there we have it. On an old t-shirt and a towel and a banana box from the Amish grocery store. I helped Mama have a litter of kitties this morning. Alright, so I'm standing on my front porch currently because some really fucking sketchy dude, louder with Crowder, some really fucking sketchy dude just walked by my house. It's 9 miles to town and it's raining, and some filthy ass dude just walked by my house. So we called the sheriff. There ain't no reason. I ain't never seen the man. He shouldn't be walking around out here. We called the sheriff. So I got a pretty good feeling that we're going to be interacting with the sheriff this evening. But yes, we'll see. Well, it's been more than an hour. No sheriff. So you can try to be optimistic and just assume, well, maybe they found the guy and they took him to jail, or gave him a ride, or got him the fuck out of here. He didn't have any reason to be here. I'm currently waiting on the NASCAR rain delay at 8:56 p.m. on a Sunday night. I think I might just take a shot of bourbon and go to bed at this point. Maybe it'll be on replay in the morning. I don't know. We'll see. I don't see it getting back under green anytime before 11, and I'm 40 years old. I don't stay up till 11 o'clock anymore. Well, look at what I harvested from the garden today. That's a whole bunch of Amish sex toys. I mean, you can't have anything that was made after the 15th century unless you're New World Amish like these around here that have cell phones and things like rubber tires. You couldn't possibly. That's an Amish sex toy. And I got some going over here, steaming in black pepper. Ah, me so horny. Me love you long time. We're at about 5 days here. Today is Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. I've since burned the box and the fabric that they were born on and replaced it. And you can see there's still chunks of hair. Probably about time to change the towel out. If you look, this little white kitty's getting black ears. And his nose is turning black. I think he might actually end up looking Siamese. He's a cute little fucker. I'm pretty sure we're going to keep this guy. Try to find decent homes for the rest of them. Who knows, maybe my mother will take one. Her birthday's on Tuesday. Of course, 4th of July on Monday. Probably going to smoke a bunch of chicken on Monday. We'll see. They are cute little bastards. Alright, so let me walk you around a little bit and show you what it is I've done this week. You always really got to watch because there's water here. Hey, look, a beer can that washed in with the last rain. Yeah, and there's still a water bottle that washed in with the last rain. That's exciting. I get tired of picking up other people's garbage. So, anyway, I had left this to be overgrown for a minute because the blackberries were growing in. But we found somebody who lives out this way that's going to let us. They've got like a 15-acre hillside. It's covered in blackberries. They're going to let us pick from. So I went ahead and ran the weed eater. Now let me explain something to you about this. You can see I've got a squash plant, way up a squash plant, and a yellow squash plant. I planted 3 rows of squash plants here, at least 20 plants, and I got 4. You can see up here where the green zucchini are, I planted them in 2 long rows. And I want to say I got 14 out of the 20 that I put in the ground. Now, I'd spoken about hosstool.com and their seeds. See, I got a little squash down there. I had spoken about the seeds that I had ordered from them. And the people who recommended that I order the seeds from Hosstool are the same people that I got the goats from. It's come to find out after talking to them for a minute, they're completely full of shit. And the source of the seeds proves to be. I had this spot in between there that I didn't plant, and I did that intentionally because of how the sun shifts. And like the beginning of the spring, you get all the sun down here. Toward the end of the summer, it shifts up the hillside because that there is south, and this gets south facing. They recommended that I order my seeds from hosstool.com, and you go to their website, you order their product, and they show to have a 90% germination rate on the package. But if I've got 4 out of 20 here and 14 out of 20 there, that is not 90%. And it has been a dry spring. I will give it that. Just wait to be picked. The plants that did grow, they've produced a whole bunch of zucchini and squash. You can see I've got the corn going up there that worked, the sunflowers going down the back side. Those have worked, but yet the sunflowers have yet to even produce a flower. They're just a really tall plant. So I spent 4.5 or 5 hours over here the other day running the weed eater. Now you come over here and you look at the cucumbers that are growing. These should be as accelerated as the squash and the zucchini. There's another one here. There's still one buried in there. I got a hand weed. But when you go around the corner where I put tomatoes in the ground, yep, tomato plant, tomato plant, tomato plant. This one actually flowered yesterday, but you see the stagger on these. Got one here, got one there, got one here. I offset them 3.5 feet spacing per row, and then halfway in between plant another one there. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 28 tomato seeds that I put in the ground actually sprouted. And then if you look over here where I weed eated, and I am careful when I weed eat. What's up, Walter? And plant identification. I put either 10 or 12 cantaloupe seeds in the ground over here. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I'm not going to completely blame the seeds because my dirt sucks and it's full of dirt and it never got properly tilled, and I should be thankful that anything is even growing. But 4 out of 20. I mean, I could have tossed these seeds out on the sidewalk if they were from a squash that I got from the store, and it would have popped up more than that. Like, I realize my dirt sucks, but their seed germination rate is terrible. This guy's parked further up in the garden. I'm going to walk you down and show you what I went and picked up today. We left out of the house about 8:30 this morning. We got back at about 1 o'clock this afternoon because it's a long drive, especially when you got a couple of stops on the way home. We hopped in the old white Dodge here that's just about 20 years old. Well, it's an 03, and this is June of 22. Almost, well, it's going to be July tomorrow, so technically it's 20 model years old. We drove over to Tennessee and saw old Mr. Bill Angel, the preacher man that I know. I ain't never met a preacher man that vapes, but I can't judge the man. He's living a cleaner life than I am. But anyway, we got some windows from him. He had a 12-foot pallet. When I explained to him the way it was put together, that like the screws had the little spinny bobs on the end of them. By the time you pry that apart, there's nothing there other than firewood. And it was, I mean, this has got a 6-foot bed. It had been hanging 6 feet out of the back. I'd have had to have tied a rope on it, like so. He and I decided that he would just burn it. But yeah, I got some windows today for the gas that it took to get there. And then he found something at a yard sale that he bought for me. Be so happy that when others look at you, they become happy too. Because he thinks I'm pessimistic. Sorry, sometimes things suck. Alright, so something else that I got from Mr. Bill Angel today was a angle finder. And I understand this portion of how he explained it to me to make it work, and I might actually just be able to use this as a template without trying to figure it out on the square. But the problem is, I don't know what that translates into with the chop saw that I have that I need to pull out to do this, to try to make the handrail that goes here. That I still have 4 of these white spindles, 2 for either side. Well, I've got 5, so I've got 1 to mess up. So you put that there and you adjust that to that. I don't understand. I have to figure this out to try to figure out what the and maybe if I pulled out the, I'm gonna have to pull the saw out and stare at it for a while and try to figure this out, because that doesn't give me a degree on what to set the saw at. I'm immensely grateful for the tool, and I understand the portion of getting this piece set to a proper angle, but I'm gonna have to look at how the saw adjusts and figure that part out. And then the other day we moved the goats from here because we used that as a ramp, and so we moved them out to their original yard over here, and it took about 15 minutes. Oh, that's exciting. That's not a dookie, dear. That's a dead creature. Sorry, my wife thought that was a dookie. I've got 4 kitties running around the yard. Anyway, they lasted over here in this yard for about 15 minutes before Sunday figured out how to get out while we were trying to move this janky little portable fence that we then had to go to town and get some of these to support it in the middle because of how it sags, and this has been pushed over. It's not how it was. But then I was chasing them around, put them back in here. I put some more wire on that fence. Yeah, I'm talking about you guys. Took us about 3 hours to run this fence around this spot where we wanted them to go. And then, unbeknownst to me, Sunday got stung by something. And they both used that log, and this, again, was more upright, but they both used that log to jump over the fence. And then I chased you guys around. I was not ready for you guys to be in this yard because this yard is dirty and it needs to be cleaned. If y'all would have just stayed happy over there for a minute or stayed in this yard and ate something. No, you came back to the yard that needs cleaned. So it's currently funky, but the gate was open and they ran inside of it and I closed it, and you can see what they're doing to the fence here. I've been having to wire it, in addition to dealing with having 10 cats currently. You got anything exciting to say, Sunday? Yeah, you're about ready to push through that, ain't you? Might actually get rid of the goats because they're just costing me money. They really only eat feed. And feed's $9 a bag. They're not eating the hay I give them. They don't eat weeds. It took them 6 weeks to clear that over there. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about that. Like, I might actually move these goats onto somebody else and get some Amish goats. Maybe. Yeah, look, no, his head's through the hole. He's trying to get out. Get back, asshole. Guess I should cut some wire and do something with that. I don't know. I'm exhausted with these creatures. Promise it's not COVID. It's nicotine. I'm going to wrap this video up for this week. We're expecting rain, not tomorrow, but the next day. Tomorrow is actually July 1st when you guys are going to be seeing this video. We're expecting rain Saturday. There's 2 days of a rodeo. I don't think we're going to the rodeo this year, but if we end up there, I'm not going to be angry, but I'm not like, ooh, let's go to the rodeo. I'm going to do a second round of planting with a different set of seeds that I have, different squash, different zucchini, different cucumbers. I'm going to put back where I had the garden last year, where I just kind of threw some seeds out in the middle of the season and they came in at the end of the fall. I'm going to put a bunch of cucumber seeds and squash seeds and stuff over there. I'll probably do that Saturday morning before it gets too hot, because it's like 100 degrees out here every day. It is, what is it, 7:30? It's 7:23. It is still 80 degrees in the sun's. Yeah, so the sun is no longer out. So I'm going to do a second round of planting, because when you read how long it takes for the plants to come into maturity, theoretically speaking, they should be growing fruit in 60 days, and we still have all of July and all of August. And then it cools down a little bit in September. It doesn't snow until around Christmas, give or take. So I'm hoping for a second round of seeds that I can maybe baby along with watering them daily, which is going to be a chore, hauling water up the hill. Anyway, there's going to be some other things happening here soon. I'm going to figure out how to do that angle thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to put the handrail on the porch, and I'm going to paint the steps and sand the banister tops and attach them, because they're currently just kind of there. Looks nice from the street. I've gotten several compliments. Well, from the road. There's no street here. The mailman even complimented me, and he drives the opposite direction. Like, he has to see my front porch in his mirror. And he complimented me on it. So anyway, I'd like to thank Bill Angel for letting me know that I've gotten fat. I appreciate it. I think I might go in the kitchen and actually wrap some of that zucchini like I brought you today, and some Amish smoked turkey and a piece of American cheese, put a little bit of roasted garlic and herb on top of it, and then I might actually make some mashed potatoes to put on top of that, and then a layer of bacon, and then cut that down and have like some homestead tapas. I really hope that while you're laying in bed watching some guy you know on YouTube, which is fucking weird. I love you, bro, but you tell me that, it's creepy. Because it's
Anyhow.
May your marriage be so successful that you never have twin beds is a sign that I have. Sometimes you gotta talk shit because it's funny. And no, I don't mean any ill about any of that. It was just, it's funny. Sorry. You got anything insightful to say other than trying to keep me on a choke chain on the internet this evening?
Well, we potentially, I won't put nothing in stone out here, no disrespect to local folk, but we potentially have someone that might be doing some work around here.
Some work on the floorboards.
They're spiders.
Reinforcements underneath of the fireplace is the biggest thing. That my floor joists are 24 inches on center and not 18, and they've got termite damage. And when I walk around, my floors make noise, and I've been trying to get the place leveled out. I've finally found somebody who's willing to just build supports underneath of it where it's weak, which is, at that point, I'll put some plywood down over the top of it and some flooring. And yeah, we've been living in here without flooring for a long time because I don't want to put flooring down on something that then it's going to get jacked around, and then there'll be like a roll in it because it doesn't fit, and you got to take it apart. And because, I mean, if we're buying flooring, it's going to come from a discount store, and going back and finding the same color of flooring at a discount store, I'd like to just do it right one time. You know, does that make...
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't want to have to pull things out and try to shimmy them back together. I'd like to do it right the first time. But that's not a very common thing in Lee County, Virginia. But anyway... check y'all for later. I gotta go try to figure out how to edit this video now. Hope you like the pictures of the kitty cats. There's gonna be more of that to come. The pictures of the zucchinis. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of random odd nonsense in this video that you've already seen. So we will catch you next week. I might even film a separate video about how I smoke chicken. My mother's birthday is on Tuesday. She's coming over Monday because 4th of July. I think I have 120 chicken wings and a pork tenderloin to smoke. So I'm going to smoke a bunch of chicken.
He's talking dirty.
Food porn. Peace out, fuckers.